I'm April Boykin. I'm a holistic psychotherapist and an Eden Energy Medicine advanced practitioner.
And I'm Andrea Vaughn. I am a clinical social worker and I'm an alignment coach. Welcome to our podcast, Healing Doesn't Have to Hurt.
This is a podcast for anyone who is on their healing journey, seeking personal growth and alignment through gentle practices that honor our nervous system and our soul.
We're glad you're here.
All right,
Hi, we're back. Yay.
All right. On episode 5, which is
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
The universal mask. Everyone uses I'm fine.
Yeah.
So what does it mean?
Sometimes it's true. Often it is not. Or we're fine with certain people. We say that we're fine when we're not, and other people get the reality. But we display how we're feeling or what we're masking differently to different people, different situations.
Sure. And so when we say I'm fine and it's a universal mask, we really are including all masks because there are so many masks that we all wear. But the one that is I'm fine, as well as all the other ones, disconnects you from people, right? The goal is I'm going to make sure you're comfortable. So I'm not going to tell you what's going on with me. And right, I don't want to burden anyone. I don't want to have to share something that I don't want to share. It is all about a barrier to keep yourself safe. So you don't have to feel, you don't have to connect and be rejected.
Right.
Right.
And also there's a fear. I know when I've done that in the past or the present with certain situations, it's so much easier to just say, I'm fine, because so much is going to bubble up and I can't contain it. I think that for me happens a lot, in addition to worrying about, well, if they know how I'm really doing, it's not appropriate, or it's going to break the facade that we have going in this situation. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. And really, that's the point, that masks are actually survival skills. They're our brain's way of keeping us safe. The problem is, I always liken masks to bras, right? It's right.
So I did not expect that one.
I know, right?
Well, anytime you have an opportunity to talk about bras, you will, though. So I'm not surprised. Sorry, continue. That's funny. Okay.
So it is. You put it on, and it makes you feel socially appropriate, and it gives it makes you look. It gives you support. It makes you look a certain way, and yet if you wear it forever, you become uncomfortable, and it burns you out, and it wears you out, right?
Yeah.
And that's what a mask is. It's great. I'm an introvert. I am an introvert, but I am a big introvert. And I judged myself for years and years and years. I thought I had to show up being this big energy person. And that's not who I am at my core, my authentic self.
Yeah.
But for my job, for teaching, for networking, I do sometimes have to do that.
Yeah.
And when I let it go from being judgment, and I learned that I had the choice, that I could put my mask on, my extrovert mask on, to show up to teach or to show up to meet people or to go to events, but that I didn't have to do it all the time.
Yes, because that in itself is fine.
Yes.
It's fine. It helps you function in the ways that you want to. But I know when you're wearing that bra too long, you are like, I need to fling this thing off when you get home. And the same thing with that. Yes. Yeah, it's so true.
So I always want to say masks are, it's not good or bad. It's information.
Yeah,
and masks are survival skills. And we get them when we're kids, right? Think about the messages we get as kids, particularly Gen Xers. Don't be
I just got a little sad. I just got a little sad.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It is okay.
Because I just remember something in elementary school, something had happened at home, and I was trying to suck it up walking into the classroom, and then it was so hard to do it, but you absolutely can't share it. And what would happen? So I was just going to be that good student, but it was just such a lonely, disconnected feeling.
That's it. Lonely, disconnected. Because we got messages, and a lot of people did, right? Don't be seen, or don't be heard. You could be seen, but not heard.
Right.
Don't feel bad. Don't be upset. Don't have emotions. There was so much commentary on us keeping it all in. We weren't adults.
Oh,
We didn't have a
absolutely.
right to have these experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And we began to mask.
It's interesting that I just had that reaction, and I think it's also a contrast because I do the masking so much less frequently now. I'm so much more authentic, not 100%, but I feel it. It's that much more intolerable when I do it now because
Right.
I'm used to being authentic, and most of the places in my life now, it's a safe place for me to be not okay if I'm not okay, and it's hard for me to pretend that I'm okay versus that was the expectation before. So it's interesting. I think that's where the sadness came out. That was so interesting. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a lovely way to do a gut check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to recognize there is so much sadness because of the
Yeah.
messages that we get that create the belief that the mask is needed. So as children, right, our brain is always going to fill in information. The
Mm-hmm.
brain does not like an
Right.
empty space. It doesn't want there not to be a story.
Yeah.
And so, like we've talked about with our dysregulated system, right?
Yes.
Prefrontal goes offline and the amygdala is in charge and we encode memories incorrectly. The
Mm-hmm.
default mode network is our storyteller, right? It makes sense of things.
Yes.
And if you've gotten your feelings hurt repeatedly because you're too much,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I know both sitting in this room, we've both heard
Yeah.
you're too much,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
That's a
so,
message that sticks with you. That is a sticky message.
well,
Mm-hmm.
your default mode network
Right.
creates a story around that. And that sounds like, well, if you're too much, then don't talk so loud. Don't talk so much. Don't get excited.
Mm-hmm.
Don't clap your hands or do this, which you know I'm always doing, right?
Yeah.
Don't be big,
Yeah. Just
right?
squish.
Squish, squish,
Yeah.
squish. And so it makes the story. So children get it. Neurodivergent children who stem and people stare at them and they feel uncomfortable about it get the message, right?
Mm-hmm.
That when you do that, you're different, right? And so what are the beliefs that we get? My authentic self is not good enough. Hide, right? Hide,
Yep.
hide. You have to be perfect, right? You're too much,
And there's a little reward system when you do mask well. There's this little feedback that you get that keeps it going.
Well, it's
You know?
big feedback, right?
Yes.
It's being accepted
Yes.
and approved of
Yes.
and valued.
Yes.
And, I always think about
Mm.
the ADHD kid who's gone to school and held themselves together all day long
Mm-hmm.
and gets home and has a total meltdown. And
Right.
the parent,
And that's why we as parents are exhausted. Why? They hold it together fine in school. Why do I get because you're the safe place to land.
correct.
Yes, but lucky it's exhausting. This is exhausting for them as kids to hold it together as best as they can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Masking is exhausting.
Masking is
Mm.
exhausting.
Yeah.
And that's why short term, it can be really beneficial, particularly
Mhm.
when we choose it. Okay, I'm going to put
Yeah.
on my extrovert mask today to get through this activity. But
Mhm.
if I had to do that for 3 days in a row,
Yeah.
I would be a puddle.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
And so in the short term, masking can be really beneficial, particularly when we choose it.
Right.
But when we have to do it to fit in, to belong,
Or imagine you're in a relationship with someone who perceives you feel like they're perceiving you as too much.
right?
Just
But
saying.
maybe I might talk too much or ask too many
Everything.
questions.
I
or-
remember in the past, not being specific, but okay, I'm going to wait 5 more minutes before I say another thing and being very aware because I don't want to overwhelm instead of just being with someone who you're not overwhelming for. They just accept you for who you are. Yes, I mean, and that's just, how do you escape? How do you ever escape the masking if you're in the wrong relationship? If you're not celebrated for who you are,
Well,
you know?
so part of that,
which is a whole other episode.
it is a whole other episode,
Yeah.
but I think it's important to recognize that oftentimes it's not even what someone else does to us.
Mhm.
It's what we believe about ourselves,
Yeah, the
that in
message that we
the
have.
message we have that interprets their behaviors as confirmation bias, right? We're always going to
Yes.
see what we're looking for.
Right. Yeah.
And so instead of the authentic self who we are today, which is, I talk a lot and I'm going to ask a lot of questions,
Mm-hmm. And I'm
and
going to process out loud.
yes,
Yes. And I'm going to name the street signs going by.
I'm going to make mooing sounds when I see cows.
Yes. 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 And
Right.
it's just then, and the closer you get to the acceptance, and like we talked in another episode about alignment, of just getting into our own alignment first, you can drop the masks a little bit more. When you are just centered and grounded with who you are, that softens those old messages so much.
Well, and I always like to say thank you to the masks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because masks have served us well.
Yeah.
For a lot of us, they kept us alive.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed us to function in school or in our families.
And that could have been the only safety we did feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I never want to, demonize the masks.
No.
I just want us to be aware about what we get to choose.
Yeah.
And when we have autonomy or we have agency to choose whether or not we use it, then we show up in our authentic self.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, like, where do you start? I think I have like 4 questions right now. I have to section them up.
Mm-hmm.
I think a place to start before you decide to choose, you have to become really aware that you're even doing it. Some of us don't even really know that we're masking. We just know we're uncomfortable. And to start to recognize, oh, this is not who I really am right now. Because I think for me in the past, I don't think I realized that's what I was doing. So like to build up the awareness first. And then I think once you're aware, then it's like acknowledging, I do want to choose.
Mm-hmm.
I want to choose. I want to make a choice when I can and have a baby step toward putting that down a little bit.
Well, I think you just described it. Your dialogue, your internal dialogue,
Yeah.
which is, I'm going to wait 5 more minutes before I say something. I'm going to pause myself, and so that's introspection, right? When we're looking at ourself.
Yeah.
But when it sounds like I'm going to edit myself, as opposed to, I don't have to fill up all the space. I can take a breath and relax, right? So it's how we treat ourselves in that awareness. Am I demeaning myself, diminishing myself?
Yeah.
Or am I encouraging myself to be more introspective and to be present for myself? Does that make sense?
Yes, like that inner critic can be
Yes.
brutal with this. Like, oh my gosh, I'm too much. I won't fit anywhere. So I don't know why I talk so much. I don't know why I'm driving myself crazy. That just doesn't serve any purpose anymore. It's just old.
It is old. And one of the things that we realize is that you may not know you're doing it until the next day. And you wake up and you regret, oh my God, I can't believe I talked so much. Oh my God, I can't believe I told that story. Oh my God, I can't.
Oh, yes. The post-event analysis. It is so, or it doesn't usually take that long. Usually I'm laying in bed going, oh my Lord.
Yes.
Andrea, just for once, for the love of God, just stop. And just so brutal going play by play and line by line. And why? And usually there's wine involved.
Yes. or vodka.
Talk too much, but really that's just not, I mean, I do that anyway, where I kind of go back. Oh, I do this a little bit more than I think I realized, of just going back and like, okay, did I make anybody mad? Did I because was I too much myself that time?
People pleasing, hiding myself,
Yeah.
overgiver. I mean, we could go on and on with our masks, right? Perfectionist, right?
Yes.
There are so many masks that people wear. And the more neurodivergent you are, the more masks you wear, right?
Right.
You tend to always try to find, well, how am I going to fit into this situation, right? Tends to be that kind of question. So it's, again, I know it's so important.
It just feels good to acknowledge it, and that we're not alone.
We're not alone.
So many of us do this. Yeah.
I think everyone does this. I think
to some extent.
To some extent, yes.
Yeah.
And so it is, again, recognizing that the masks we wear have a benefit, but long term, they wear you out. They exhaust you, right? Yeah. And so you don't have the stamina or the resilience. You move towards burnout or move towards some of the other, ideas of I'm exhausted or I am, I'm done, right? We wear ourselves out by trying to
To fit.
contain, yes, to fit.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. And an alignment, right? Which is you are not in alignment.
Mm-hmm. And it is always just information. How far away are you? The more discomfort you feel is how far the gap is, how big the gap is from you, your alignment, and where you want to be.
Yes.
Yes, it's so true. And every time I get back to my meditation, I get back to really focusing on that question of, oh, am I in alignment? No, okay. Without, without any judgment. Okay, let's just get back. It's always relief.
Mm-hmm.
It's always relief that I receive from it. And then I'm just more secure in more settings.
Right.
And that's how I want to go through the world.
Yes.
And I wish that for other people too, for them to be their authentic selves with me. And I think the more grounded I am and fewer masks I wear, I think that brings out it in other people too.
Well, it makes it safe for them to show up as their authentic self when you show up as your authentic self, right? Scars and all, right? I go back to my millennials and even my Gen Zs. I love them, and they are looking for, it's okay not to be okay, right? Our millennials are really saying it's okay not to be okay, and they want to see that. And our Gen Zs are saying it's okay not to be perfect, right? Which is not what we ever received as children.
No, and it pushes a lot of people our age. It pushes a lot of buttons.
Yes, it does.
And it's so interesting. And they can teach us a lot.
They are teaching us a lot.
What's coming up in you? Why is that so difficult to watch? Why does it make you angry? Why do you care about their journey for that?
Yeah.
And sometimes people are like, well, I didn't get to experience that. And how did that make you feel? Awful. Why do you want that on anyone else? Yes.
Isn't it lovely to be able to be kinder and gentler than what we received?
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So, how do we fix this? What do we do with this? When
I'm all ears.
I know. Well, there are lots of things. There are lots of things in the world of alignment. But when I specifically think about how, and I'm actually going to show us two. I'm going to show us two different things. And one is when I am overwhelmed, when I have had to be an extrovert for too long, or I'm in that overgiving mode, which happens to me all the time, where I am looking at everybody else's needs.
I have seen.
I know. You've seen me there.
Yeah.
Seen me there. So, what I do, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to encourage everybody, but it's to connect in with ourselves. And so I think, heart center is always a really good place to put your hand, right?
Yep.
And it's to take a breath. And then to take your other hand, and you can place it in a couple of places. You can place it along the side of your head. And it isn't that, it's that comforting things, there, or you can slide it down, right? You could even put it here, but for me, this is my place that I really, and in traditional Chinese medicine or in the Eden energy medicine, this is a fight or flight point.
Okay.
And so we're actually covering a fight or flight point. So what we're going to do is we're going to soften or close our eyes. So either look down or close your eyes and take a breath in and sigh. And then you can add a mantra, right? Or just a statement. I am safe. I'm enough.
Yeah. I'm fine.
I'm safe.
Like really fine. Yes. I'm safe.
I am safe.
Yeah.
I can take off my bra. I can take off my mask, right? I can let go.
It's okay to be me. Things like that. That feels good. This feels really nice.
This feels really,
Soothing.
really nice, right? Yeah. Try it down here. Put your hand there. Even that feels good. And there are all sorts of acupoints, but we never do one side. We have to be bilateral. So let's do the other side as well.
Like that.
So.
Yeah.
Right? Say that mantra out loud. I am safe.
Yeah.
I am enough.
I am enough. It's okay to be me.
I can let the mask down.
Yes. I can take my bra off.
I can take my bra off.
And it makes you smile.
does feel
It's always
really
a great moment in the day.
It is. It
So,
is.
and then really, I really do like that analogy. Yeah, this feels really. I think this one's a little bit more for me, but I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and think about how we nurture children and how, these are spots that are intuitive to us, like this heart. How often do we hear news and we do this, right?
Or you go here.
Yeah.
Yeah, or here.
Oh, or here, right. So all of these are plugging into our intuitive knowledge in our body to help us calm down.
Wow.
So when we're trying to regulate ourselves around the mask that we've been wearing, right? We've taken off the mask and we've got to get back to ourselves. This is a great way to regulate our nervous system.
And it could be a choice. You can even just excuse yourself from a room and just do something for like 30 seconds.
So I tell everyone how we survive holidays with our family is to act as if we have an upset stomach, because no one's going to follow you to the bathroom. And so go into the bathroom. I got an upset stomach, and hold yourself.
That's funny.
Right? I do. Yeah. Because people will let you have an upset stomach and go to the bathroom and not hound you or follow you. Where if you say, I'm going to step outside, somebody will come with you. No one's coming to the bathroom with you. I know.
You have experience with this.
I know. I have.
You have pulled this one a few times.
I have, but I tell everyone this. I encourage all my clients, because that is a bodily function people won't
They
follow.
do not want to be anywhere near you.
And so they don't. So take it, go to the bathroom, excuse yourself, and ground and center. Right?
I have, since you've shared a lot of these techniques with me through the years, I do these frequently, like certain ones that just work for me in between clients, just to get centered again. Or if I'm about to go into a meeting or something, it just makes a huge difference. Yeah. And I don't think I put it toward the masking, but this makes so much sense.
Well, to be a professional, oftentimes we have to mask. So there's another exercise that I want to teach, and this is called Wayne Cook. And I learned this in Eden Energy Medicine, but it's used in Psych K, it's used in, in Brain Gym, and lots of different places. This Wayne Cook activity is absolutely one of my favorite. A lot of times when we have to mask, we get scrambled. It feels bad. We're overwhelmed. We're mad, right? I have been in a place where I get so angry that I have to do this. I have to show up in a certain way, but I know I make a choice. I've got to do this. I have to do this for X, Y, and Z.
But what do you do with the resentment and everything?
Exactly.
Yes.
What do you do with the resentment? What do you do with the scramble?
Even though you signed up for it.
Even though I signed up for it, it's in my best interest to still do it, but I'm resentful. And resentment for me is one of the emotions that I know I'm in dangerous territory when I'm actually resentful.
Yes.
And so this is the exercise I use the most. And I will tell you, when I learned this one, I wouldn't do it. I felt so like, I don't want to do this. And what I realized was I was so resistant, and I would even get angry that I don't want to do this one. Oh, this one's back. I have to redo this.
That is such information. When we have that much of a reaction, it's time to dive in.
It is. It was because my body really needed this one.
Yep.
And it is. And now I pop into this all the time.
I'm sorry, because I keep thinking about, I want to see it, but because sometimes we want to hold on to that resistance. It's like, I don't want to let go of this. I want to stay mad a little bit longer. Do you feel like that?
Well, remember, it's telling you to be protective, right? So remember that anger is about the brain telling you it's not safe. Yes. And so you want to protect. When you begin to practice regulating your nervous system, you begin to look at it. Now, when I feel that, you trust it. And now I don't go, I need to protect. I go, I need to figure it out. What's this about?
Love it.
Curiosity, right? Yeah. Just be curious. Yeah. What's this about? And so here's how we do it. Okay. We cross our ankles. So it doesn't matter left over right, right over left. I'll encourage you to do both ways anyway. And then we turn our hands down and we cross over. And you can lay them in your lap this way, or you can pull it up. Yeah, I feel better down. It just feels more relaxed, but it doesn't matter either way. And you take, again, it's the soften your eyes, go inside, but take a big breath and lift. And sigh. And I usually do this a couple times. And one more.
Oh, the third one was good.
And here's the thing. You don't even have to do the big breaths. You can do this anytime you're feeling stressed. It's just
I remember hearing something about it's like crossing the midline.
It is crossing the midline.
Of the body.
And so it's getting
which helps with the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And you feel it. It's fascinating to me.
It is. It is.
And you just
So-
feel more in check.
Do the other side now. And
Okay.
always one side is easier than the other. Hey, thumbs
Clearly.
down.
What did I do? Okay.
Yes,
This is-
correct. And it'll always feel a little more awkward
that's
on one
yep,
side.
Yep.
And you can bring them up wherever it feels most comfortable and breathe in again. And sigh. Yeah.
Nice.
So sometimes I'll work with people who are really struggling with a thought or an image. I'll have them just do this and hold it.
And again, leading back to our whole title, you don't have to suffer to get some relief.
Right. That little bit of relief,
Yeah.
right? Because when you're in fight or flight and you've had some kind of insight, but you're inflamed,
Correct.
you
You
can't.
can't get to the comfort. You can't get to the relief because,
Yeah.
and like we talked about that one episode, clarity doesn't equal relief all the time or working through things. It's helpful, but these things are so simple to do, and they make, especially the more you practice them, your body gets conditioned, and I just feel like my body dials in more quickly. I have more access to it.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Mhm.
And when you gift yourself these activities, you can do this anytime. You
Anywhere.
can-
Nobody's going to really
You
think.
can be riding in the car with somebody who is, driving fast or traffic's heavy. This is a great one to do. You can just cross your arms and
Oh,
legs,
that's
right?
good.
You can do this
Yeah.
sitting in a movie and the movie gets scary or, you start to get anxious.
To regulate.
This is such a good tool.
Yeah.
I really do this one a lot, like I said. So it's
Thank you. I
it's
love
great.
learning these. Thank you. This is such good reminders.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So is there anything else about
I
this?
don't know. I feel like this is a good point.
All right. So then
So then it's my time for
it's
my
your
joke?
time for your
favorite
joke.
time. Okay, are you ready?
I am
This
ready.
one makes me laugh. I love this. What do you call cheese that is not yours? Nacho cheese.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
I was thinking, all the cheese is mine.
I'm like, this is you love
This
cheese
is, I
more
love
than anyone I know.
cheese.
I laughed when I heard that. I died. So there
Okay.
you go.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, April. This was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yay.
Until next time.
Next time. Yay.
Thank you so much for joining us for our chats, where we are sharing some of the information that we have found valuable for in our own personal lives.
Things that we talk about over a drink or dinner, we just want to share with other people because we know we're not the only ones. And we really appreciate the support and you tuning in. And really, we would love to hear any other either suggestions or things that come up in your conversations with your family and friends that you would like to hear some tips and tricks on how to regulate your nervous system to address them and just live more peacefully. Please chime in the comments and let us know what more you would like to hear. That would be fantastic.
We all deserve to live a more peaceful, balanced life.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Be gentle with yourself.